What's up, guys? This is TRaynard and Latoya, and I tell you what, conversation was getting a little heated.
Yes, it
Now,
was.
now let me be very clear. As a man, I don't have an issue with paying. That's not what it's about. My point is, there is nothing wrong with number one, a woman asking a man out. That does not make her a hoe. Okay, as you said. Number two, it doesn't make me a broke ass man because I'm like, it's cool if the woman pays sometimes. Like, that's cool. That's not an issue. And I don't believe that my manhood and my level of chivalry is tied to how many times I pay.
Okay. And I feel that if we're in a dating scene, dates are on the man. Now, once we're in a relationship, that's different. That's because now I have birthdays, I have Father's Days, I have special events, I have anniversaries, you have all this other stuff that you can treat your man to. So that's different once you're in a relationship. But I feel like if you're dating me, you're trying to get to know me, I'm personally not paying.
So he's paying. What do you bring to the table?
I'm bringing me and all what I can bring to the table.
And he bringing him. So I mean,
right, but I feel that any man would understand with the right woman, he can go 10 times higher than what he is now. So what I can bring to the table, maybe a package that you need to just pay for this little $20 dinner for.
Right. Right.
and get the package, because what I can bring to the table, I'm not saying that it's more than a man, but I'm saying, with the right woman, you can elevate. And with the right man, you can elevate.
So my question is, do you understand if a man says to you, listen, you know what, let me just be honest, because you're an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So as an entrepreneur, my money is tight. Right. I'm investing in this, I'm investing in that. My business is not taking off like it should. Mm-hmm. So in an ideal world, I'd love to wine and dine you. Mm-hmm. But right now, I don't have the extra. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you the type of woman that would be understanding and you cool with going to Taco Bell for dinner?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Because the money doesn't matter. The amount of the money doesn't matter. So when I'm saying dates and that nature, you don't have to take me to a 4 or 5 star somewhere downtown Atlanta. Sure. You can take me to Chick-fil-A. Guess what else you can do? You can say, hey, I you know what? Actually, I'm going to already know in conversation that your money may not be where you need it to be or something, dealing in that nature. So you may say, hey, I really want to go out. And I may say, well, you know what? Let's go to the park and I'll make us a picnic in the park. It may be something simple as that. It's not that I expect to be treated to $200 and $300, $400 dinners and I'm expecting him to pay every time. It's so many other things that you can do for free.
So in saying that, the landscape of dating now, what does it look like for women? I mean, do you feel that it's a hopeless situation because of, I've heard some women say, black men feel a sense of entitlement at this stage. They don't want to work. All they want to do is have sex. I mean, do you feel that is the environment? And what do you and your girlfriends talk about in relation to that?
I actually find it hard to find somebody with the same drive, ambition, goals. I feel that a lot of men don't have goals. They don't want to strive to be the best. They don't want to. And if they do, then you're forced to deal with an ego now. So if I do have it like that and I have made my business, now I could possibly have other women around or something like that because of my status, because now I have elevated to that status. Right. That's what I find a lot of times. Men cheat all the time. So you could be Facebook friends with someone and you've been Facebook friends with them for 3 years and you post a nice picture and now they're in your inbox, but you're like, weren't you just in Jamaica last week with your wife? Right. So you come across a lot of that. That's about it for me. That's pretty much what I run into. I run into someone not having the same drive, ambition, as goals as I do, and I feel I'm not gonna say downgrade myself, but I'm gonna say more. I can't lower my standards and my way of thinking just to be with somebody.
And you know what? And I think you say a key. standards. And
Right.
I find that too many women establish standards that are realistic standards, and they lower them.
Right.
Okay. And they wind up settling. And when you settle, you'll never be happy.
Nobody's happy. Right.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
Nobody's happy. Right.
But because you're going to be frustrated because you have an expectation of this man carrying himself a certain way when he's not that dude.
Right. Right.
Now you have two boys. Age, what are the ages again?
19 and 14.
So what are you saying to them? What are you instilling in them as it relates to their treatment of women and as they're out there on the dating scene?
Well, considering hopefully only one of my sons is dating, I hope my 14-year-old is not dating.
Okay, these little girls are fast now, right?
Oh, I know they're fast. I catch them all the time. But my oldest, he's seen the dynamic of me and his father long enough, and I think he's picked up some of both.
Okay.
He refuses to get in a relationship. He's like, I'm not dating anybody seriously. I'm too young for this. I'm not settling down no time soon. And I don't even meet these young ladies until he has a very strong... Maybe in his life I've met 2 girls, and he's actually called them his girlfriend. I've only met 2, but when I do meet them, they tend to be like me. They're doing good in school. Right. They're this. So I think he picks up that, but he definitely picks up the player version from his dad. But I like that he saw what I went through, and he's not trying to drag another female like that.
Let me ask you this. Because this is what I often think, because I heard my boys have told me, they say, you know what, I'm never getting married. Mm-hmm. And I said, wow, I wonder, did they see my life?
Right.
And decide that, you know what, that's not what I want.
Right.
And when I think of that, it makes me sad.
Right.
Because marriage is a wonderful thing.
Right.
Marriage is perfect. It's the two people that are imperfect.
Right.
So do you ever think about that when your son says, you know what, I'm good, I'm not trying to settle down?
I appreciate it because he's too young. So I want him to have fun. I want him to go through... I want him between 19 and 24 to be like a hoe. Like, go out there and do what you want to do.
You want your son to be a hoe? Is that what you just said?
That's exactly what I said. Please go have fun. Please go sow your royal oats. And when you're mature enough and you're ready to settle down, all of that is behind you. Because when he does get to that one, I think he'll know it. Mm-hmm. And I want him to be able to say, been there, done that. This is my girl.
Right.
And treat her exactly how she should be treated.
Right.
So I want him to go, and I tell him that all the time, like, boy, go do what you gotta do. I don't ask no questions. I don't do anything. But and it's not necessarily like a hoe, but I don't want him to get in a relationship for 3 years. I don't want him to do that. And then when he's 25, 26, he wants to go revert back to what he should have been doing when he was 19. I want him to be 19. So, yeah.
Wow.
And then my baby boy been there every day because he's like the baby. So.
Right. All right. Well, you know what? I have really enjoyed this conversation with you. I appreciate your transparency, and I hope the 5 men that you say you got on your team that are trying out, who are spending money on every date with you.
Oh, here we go.
And they ain't getting none. I hope they're not listening to this, because now they know.
So why they gotta get some in return? But that's another day.
Okay, but you know what? I feel like if they spend at least a total amount of $176.77.
They're entitled to some?
Hell yeah.
Heck no.
Okay, and what you could do, you could break it down. Say, okay, once you've spent X amount, you're entitled to this.
So ladies.
And then, you say once they hit 300, you can get this. And so it kind of gives them a goal to strive for.
Can I set that price based off what I know I'm worth? Instead of it being 300, because I know I'm worth more than 300.
Oh, okay, that's South Carolina. We're talking about ATL. It's different. I'm just saying.
No, because 300, you can go get that off the side of the road. Now I know I'm worth more than 300.
Brothers, all I'm saying is y'all doing this trial, spending all this money, and it might be sorry. I'm just saying it might be sorry, because we all know pretty women.
Well, guess what?
I'm just saying. All right. Well, I have enjoyed it, but all jokes aside, I definitely applaud the woman you are. I definitely applaud your grind and all the things that you're instilling in your children. And continue to maintain the standards that you have, because just as your parents modeled what relationships would look like, your kids are watching you as well. And you know,
That they are.
one black man to my sister, I'm proud of you and I applaud you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. All right, that's it for Conversations with TRaynard. We will be back with an amazing show next week. Be sure to tune in. It's your boy TRaynard and Latoya.
Bye.
Peace.